What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 90s First Podcasting Network. My name is Mike, and alongside my co-host Joe, we take a look at some 90s content that we just can't stop watching. Join us on our flagship show, the 90s First Show. We look at some 90s content that Joe and I are watching, as well as some current stuff, and we end it with a 90s trivia contest. Or join us on Test Your Might, a video game debate show where we battle it out on the current news. Joe hosts as our good buddy Cicero and I try to get the high ground and go 1000 IQ against each other. If you would like to connect with us, we are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the 90s First. And finally, if you would like to support us monetarily, we have a Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/the90sfirst to show general support for as little as $1 a month. So whether you're listening to the 90s First Show or Test Your Might, Joe and I would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We hope that you have a blessed day.
All right. What's up? We had a little mishap last week here, and we'll probably do it again, but while it's still working, Cicero, Sean, gentlemen, how you doing? We'll look at Sean first. Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I love being looked at. It totally makes sense on my end. It's beautiful. It's all beautiful.
And Cicero?
Yeah, hey, man. How's it going? How you doing up there, Jelly?
I'm doing great. I feel really tall, which is great because I never hit that 6 foot mark. Always wanted it. Yeah. You know, fell an inch and some short.
For those of you,
but right now I'm feeling on top of the world.
We are playing Brady Bunch with our boxes since this is a video production. You can check us out on YouTube.
You can.
The 90s First.
We have many recordings. This is my first one doing audio and video together. And boy, is it going to be something special.
I have complete and utter faith in you, sir.
Just the utmost faith.
Let's go.
Well, here goes nothing. Sean, I liked it. The thumbs ups. Welcome, listeners, to Test Your Might, our weekly video game debate show. Obviously, I am here, Jelly, if you can see me and watch on YouTube. What's up, everyone? And if you're listening, then what's up, everyone? Got with me Cicero down here, Sean Rugg right there, and we're about to battle it out. I'm pretty sure is what's going to happen. Are you guys ready to lay down the gauntlet?
Yeah, I just want to say that Mike's a lot better looking this week.
Weird, huh?
Yeah. So.
Sean doesn't know how to take it.
I don't see attractiveness.
There we go. All right, fair enough. For everyone listening and or watching, go ahead and leave us a review, or if you're watching, leave us a comment down below, and let us know how we're doing and how we could improve, because we want to bring you guys the best every week and get better every week. And without some sort of feedback, we have no idea if we're doing great or doing awful. So either way, let us know, and we appreciate it immensely. Let's get into it then, gentlemen. We have our question of the day. We're going back to the series. What is our favorite game from each generation on each console? So, Sean, this one goes to you first, and the generation is Xbox One, PS4, and Wii U. So, what is your favorite game on each of those 3 consoles?
All right. Well, I only had one of these, and Perfect. It was the correct one. Everyone will agree with me when I say which one it is. It's the Wii U. And favorite game on that is Splatoon, without question. It's also probably the only Wii U game that didn't eventually get ported to the Switch, so I'm feeling pretty confident about it as a Wii U game.
Okay, all right.
Shout out to Tokyo Mirage Sessions Effie Sharp, though. That was pretty dope, but it didn't have any of the, Splatoon has just great vibes all around.
All right, if you had to think of a game for Xbox One and PS4, even if you didn't have them.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I got some. I've played a PS4 game, Persona 5, just on the PS3. It's got a lot of problems, but the style is unimpeachable. And one of the characters says, "You're not my real mom," and it totally makes sense in the script, and it had me dying for a week.
All right.
Yeah. So that has to win just by being the only PS4 game I've played. Although if I had played Bloodborne, that almost certainly would have won. And then for Xbox One, I can't go with an exclusive, but I'm going to go with just my favorite game that I played. It was also on PC, Outer Wilds.
Okay.
It's just the best.
Well, we're going to count it because you played it on Xbox One. Easy peasy. That's how we're going to do it because it makes sense for the show.
Yeah.
Cicero, what about you? Xbox One, PS4, and Wii U.
Well, so I'm going to start with the Wii U first, since that is the console I played no games for.
Perfect.
I don't think I ever played a Wii U. No, you know what? I take that back. So I do have a favorite Wii U game because one time I was at a game bar. Shout out to the 42 Lounge in Milwaukee, or rest in peace, 42 Lounge in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But I played whatever Smash Brothers was on. That Brawl, whatever Smash Brothers was on the
Brawl,
on
Melee,
the Wii U.
something.
Yeah, that was the Wii U game, the best Wii U game of the generation for me, of that generation.
Perfect. What about the consoles you did play?
Those. Well, I'm gonna go with for the PS4. My game of the generation is Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man. That game is just an absolute joy to play. And yeah, I love everything about it, especially its accessibility to non-gamers.
All right.
And for the Xbox One, again, no surprise, there probably have been better games, but I've never been as in love with a game, in a long-term relationship with a game in the same way that I am with Elite Dangerous. So
that does make sense.
Is my Xbox One game.
All right. And for me, I also have never played a PS4 or a Wii U, so I'm only one console in. For Xbox One, which is the one console I have played, Apex Legends takes my top spot. I've been pouring myself in that game since it came out, and it's super fun. Obviously, there are way better games out there. Arguably, people would say, but for me personally, and because it's my opinion on this show expressed right now, Apex Legends wins. It's my game of the generation, even if it's not the game of the generation. Besides the point though, PS4. I'm going with Spider-Man, which I want to play dearly, but Sony has this stranglehold on it, and they'll never let go. Rear naked choking it and keeping it, as one of their exclusives. Yay, love them. Thanks, Sony. And Wii U, never played one. Haven't played Nintendo Switch. But since the Nintendo Switch, the last Nintendo I played was a Wii. I'm assuming there's some sort of Mario on a Wii U, though, and Mario was fun on the Wii, which translates obviously perfectly to the Wii U. So we'll say Mario as a easy cop-out answer. Nintendo, thanks for being easy.
All right.
I meant that differently than it came out. Let's move on.
It's there. It's there.
It's going to live forever on the internet.
Yes.
Can't.
Sean, what have you been playing recently? Also, the bone to pick with you when it comes to me. So let's go to you. What have you been playing recently?
Wow, beef.
What? Uh-oh.
Yeah, he doesn't know it.
Uh-oh.
But his fault. Something happened. Sean, what you been playing?
Sick. All right. All right. I've been playing a remastered RPG. It was originally released in the mid-2000s, but was re-released over a decade later with the rest of the games in its series. I'm playing as a crew of 3 kick-butt ladies, led by one who is the first of her kind to have this job, and we're flying around looking for a man while making choices that affect the story. Does anyone have any guesses of which 3 ladies I'm playing?
I have no
Josie
idea.
and the Pussycats.
I wanted to say something about Valkyries because it just sounds super badass.
Valkyries. Well, I think most people might have suspected it might be some Mass Effect ladies, but no, I'm playing Final Fantasy X2.
Okay.
Again, technically, I don't think I beat it when it came out originally, but it's on Game Pass, and I was like, you know what I can do? I can do this.
Nice.
Game Pass for the win.
So I'm doing that. I'm also playing a critically acclaimed game from the late 2000s that was also very recently remastered, where you travel from world to world and engage in combat that a lot of people find frustrating. But this, again, is not Mass Effect. This is Demon Souls.
All right.
I'm playing that for the first time, and I'm loving that. It's good.
All right. Okay. I thought Mass Effect was going to make an entrance.
No.
Pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. So it was Final Fantasy X2 and Dark Souls?
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Okay.
Demon Souls. The first.
Nice. Okay. Cicero, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a remastered game from the early 2000s where you travel from world to world and engage in combat that most people think originally was frustrating. And that game is not Demon Souls, but Mass Effect.
Wow.
Mass Effect.
What did you pick that one up?
One.
So, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is very good. It's very good. It is also very much Mass Effect. Like, they fix it, in the same ways that like the Star Wars special editions kind of added stuff to Star Wars that wasn't there before, but at its core it was still Star Wars. Mass Effect is this Legendary Edition is treating it the same way, but the changes don't suck. Right?
Unlike the Star Wars special editions where they added all that CG crap.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what I was waiting for. I needed that little extra because I was gonna be like,
yes.
Is it bad though?
Right.
Is it
not? It's not bad. It is not bad. All of the changes are for the better. The load times, as someone who experienced them very, very just like presently in my body, that like having those load times removed is wonderful. So that's
right.
great.
You're on the series, huh? So you got
So I'm playing on a series, and and it's
that must be
glorious.
glorious.
It's 4K 60. It looks really good. I wouldn't say it's the most beautiful game that I've ever seen, but it's the most beautiful I've ever seen Mass Effect look, which is exactly what I wanted it to be, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm having fun. It's been a blast going back and playing Mass Effect.
Awesome.
I'm playing not as much Outriders. I have been playing some MLB The Show, some
Very nice.
NBA 2K. Shout out to my Knicks. And actually just today, because there was a big golf major on, I was playing some PGA 2K21, which is a fantastic game. It's this game was developed by the guys who made the Golf Club, which were basically like actual real golf, a really competent golf game, not made by the big guys and not featuring some, big name. And then the 2K bought the guys from the Golf Club to come and basically build their engine for 2K21. And
cool.
It is, so now they are getting, that big boy money to make this game, and it's super good. Super, super good.
Where are you playing that? Is that a Game Pass game?
No, I'm playing that on PC.
Dang, all right.
But yeah, it is not in Game Pass yet. It may come to Game Pass. I don't know. I don't know if the market is really clamoring. The community's really clamoring for it.
Oh, I doubt it.
Maybe. But
I mean, they have lots of stuff in there that's not huge for everyone.
Right.
Golf is niche, but it's a money making niche.
Yeah. It's definitely possible. So, but yeah, if maybe you can catch it on sale or something like that. It's a great game.
All right, I'm gonna have to look out for it then. Sean, onto my bone to pick with you.
All right, the beef.
Monster Sanctuary is an unbelievably fun game. And turns out it's your fault I'm playing it. So thanks for that. But that game is addictive. Like really addictive. You get into it and you're like, oh, cool. It's like, Pokemon meets Final Fantasy. It's a beautiful mix. And you're like, I could probably play it for like 10, 15 minutes and then put it down. But you can't. It's more like I'm going to play for 10 to 15 minutes, realize it's been an hour and a half, and go, oh no, I'm late for work. And it's one of those kind of games because you get sucked in. You're like, okay, what's next? And then you're grinding out because your monster's got to be higher level. Monster Sanctuary is super fun. It's on Game Pass for those listening. Go get it. It's free with your Game Pass subscription. If you like Final Fantasy and Pokemon, you are going to fall in love with this game like I did, and you're going to become addicted. And just remember that when you're playing it, it's Sean's fault you're addicted to it. So there's that. And then Season 9 of Apex, because I'm an Apex junkie. I'm loving that. I'm playing that. I'm enjoying it. And I will continue. I have not been playing Outriders. I have not been playing Mass Effect. I keep getting told that I need to. They're games that I have now. But I just don't have time because Monster Sanctuary is taking up my extra game time and Apex Legends is my daily. So that's what I've been playing. And Sean, thank you. Kind of backhanded, but also actually thank you because the game's super amazing. But man, is it a time suck that I wasn't expecting.
Yep. You're welcome. You just gotta treat that grinditis, because I don't suffer from that. That's why it wasn't as time sucking for me. I just took whatever level they're at. I'm like, let's keep going. This is fine.
Mine are too low level. I couldn't push. So mine are like level 15 to 17, and I'm going up against like 25 to 30 monsters.
Oh,
so the disparity became too much, and I had to close the gap a little bit. It was hard. I was losing way too many fights. I'm like, okay, I suck at this game. And then I realized that, oh no, the monsters just are way harder, and I haven't been doing my due diligence by leveling my my monsters up. But again, super fun game. I recommend it. Sean recommends it. I'm going to speak for him. And Cicero, who has never played it but will play it, also recommends it. 10 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10.
All right.
Okay, gentlemen, that's news then. You ready to talk about what's been going on since the last time we were here? Because there's been a lot happening in the game sphere.
Sure.
First off, Starfield. Hello, Xbox and PC exclusive. What's up, Bethesda, for being bought out for billions with a B dollars? But this year release, turns out that rumor was not so true. You guys looking forward to Starfield, what it is, what it will be, what it'll become, thoughts on it, kind of all encompassing. What you got? Let's do Cicero first, and then we'll go to Sean.
I'm excited to play it. There's lots of hype behind it, but I can't be overly excited about it because I don't really know what it is. I do know that it's in space, that like it's in my wheelhouse. Sci-fi, ship-based combat, maybe. Like I don't know what it is. So like I want to see more. I'm excited that I'll be able to play it. I'm excited that I'll be able to play it most likely as part of a subscription service that I already own, that I already participate in. So, yeah. So like outside of that, like I just want to know more about it before I can really start the hype meter.
Sounds fair. Sean, you feeling the same?
Yeah, pretty much entirely the same. I am not on the hype cycle yet. I'll probably give it a shot. I like, the studio's games in general, and I also have the subscription. But I mean, every time a studio says like this is the biggest thing, it just drowns out for me because, that promise is always made, and it's for better. Like, it's not always a good thing when that's true.
You might be getting cyberpunked. Is that what you're trying to say?
Perhaps.
No bad blood towards Cyberpunk. but the rollout could have been a little better. They did have a good game in the end-ish. It's got bugs still, but hey, if you play on PC with all the stuff, you'll actually enjoy the experience. On to the next one. Cicero, this one made me think of you. Oh, so we're going to you last on it, and we're going to Sean first. GTA 5 is getting the next-gen treatment. Thoughts on it, what it means, what it looks like, and kind of maybe what the fans are thinking. Sean, are you a GTA 5 guy?
Not at all. My assumptions of what it means and looks like, it's going to look good, but like grimy good. That's probably the aesthetic to some extent, I assume still.
All right.
That's my prediction.
What is the last Grand Theft Auto game that you played?
I played like 10 minutes of 4. I bought it, and then I just couldn't get behind the driving for some reason. I'd been fine with like San Andreas and 3 and stuff, but with 4, I played 10 minutes, could not handle the tutorial driving, and like, I don't even know. I probably didn't sell it back because I've only sold back like 2 games in my life, but I immediately just like put that away.
Shelved it. And you're going right there and living. Okay, then Cicero, on to you, because I know you play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I know at the very least you played the old games we've talked about on here several times. I know that you've told me to play this one, and there's no reason I shouldn't because hello Game Pass. Are you excited as a next-gen console owner and a Grand Theft Auto player for what this means?
Sure, right? Like, it's the 3rd generation of Xbox that I'll have played this game on that was built natively for that generation of the same game. So, yes. Like, you know, I mean, the reason that they are able to do this is because the game came out, the GTA 5 originally released for the 360 and the PS3, and it has remained in the MPD top 10 since then, right? Like, it has never dropped out of there. So yeah, they can spend more money to make it look as good as it possibly can for whatever the current generation is. I mean, they're basically doing the same thing that they do on the PC, right? They're releasing updates for drivers for better graphics cards so they can do better rendering, blah, 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 blah. So they're duplicating that, but also one of the reasons that they're duplicating it is because depending on what type of gamer you are, there are very few games even today that match the level of immersion that GTA 5 was able to accomplish 2 generations ago. So from a narrative standpoint, the single player is phenomenal, and technically the single player is phenomenal, and then GTA Online is a whole nother thing entirely that continues to thrive and continues to make Rockstar money. So more power to them.
Do you think that the "it's not broke, don't fix it" method is working as far as not coming out with a new game and just releasing the updates and giving the fans who are still playing this game what they want? They seem to be pretty into doing that and delivering on, hey, we want to see this, we want to see that, we want the updates, we want these things. It looks like they've been really good about that for 10 years, basically a decade now almost.
Well, I don't think it's an either or proposition. I think that they're currently working on the next game while also making sure that the current version that they have out is as fresh as it possibly can be for their community, as you know, to continue, because people are still actively spending money. Not only are people still buying the game, but people are still actively spending money on shark cards or, for the in-game currency. So they're keeping that game looking as fresh as it possibly can to keep that community on the hook.
Gotcha.
While also working on the sequel.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see what their sequel does because they've been updating this over so long. Hopefully they got something huge in the wings ready to release maybe next year. Rockstar, looking at you. But with that, we're going to move on to Rapid Fire. And this week, I changed things up because it was on me. And so listeners and viewers, what we're going to do is I'm going to offer each guest on here the option to choose something that they want to talk about. So Sean, you get the first choice. One topic, video game related, obviously, of your choice that I haven't covered or brought up. What do you want to talk about?
Give me a second. Cicero, please go first.
All right.
All right. Well,
Swap. Cicero. So, what I meant was you're first.
Speaking of, first off, I have to apologize to both of you and to the audience, because I lied to you. I lied to you all. Those games that I said that I played were not the only games that I played since the last time we spoke.
I also what else have you been playing?
The new addition to the Elite Dangerous series, Elite Dangerous Odyssey.
Oh, the update. That's right.
Yes. So this was the biggest expansion Frontier had ever done for the Elite Dangerous series. That released, and it on Metacritic was at 33% favorable.
It's fairly low.
Yeah. And there were several bugs, several problems with it, and they had just had an alpha earlier this month, and now they've got this thing out, and it is buggy. What do you think? I think it'll be fine. I think they'll wind up fixing the problems. But what does it say about developers when they haven't learned the mistakes from other developers? Do you think that this is a trend? Do you think someone's actually going to wind up paying the price for releasing an unfinished product that's grossly unfinished? Jelly.
I mean, I think that they should. Oh, do I think they will? No. I think that with how we are today, for them to do something like that would be very drastic. I think if someone got axed because of it, and I think that would maybe instill some, hey, let's stop releasing broken stuff. As you know, if they made a martyr out of someone, I think it might fix the problem. It might cull this issue of, hey, we're going to release it because people want it, not because it's ready. And instead of waiting until they have a finished and like good working product, which they haven't been doing, several developers. I mean, we're not looking just at Elite Dangerous, but across the board, a lot of people are releasing pretty broken games, if not games, then patches and ports and stuff like that. They're broken bits, these games, that make the games not only hard to play, sometimes unplayable, and sometimes they hurt the game so much that it has a negative outlook reaching into the future. So for this one, with a 33% Metascore, I would say, please learn your lesson. Fix the issues as quick as you can. Get the product out because you've promised it, you delayed it, you gave us a new date, and then gave us a product, but you shipped it broken and we can't play it. So hopefully they learn something from it. Do I think they will? No. Would I like to see them learn something? Yes.
All right, on to you, Sean. It's your question now.
My question. Yeah, I don't have a question for these things. And I was trying to, behind the curtain, I was trying to find like a less, a more fun story or whatever. But I'm gonna stick with what I got.
It doesn't have to be a hot topic. It can just be something, that you want to talk about that I didn't cover.
Yeah. I'm also gonna go behind the scenes stuff. So about a year ago, there was a big thing about the culture at Ubisoft. There was a bunch of like sexual assault allegations and stuff over there, and there was an apology and all that stuff. And now, earlier this month, a French magazine basically reported on how things are going so far, and a lot of the employees there, based on that article, seem to think that not much has changed in like a proactive manner to like fix the culture of what's happening over there. And I just kind of want to put that on people's radar that like that's what's happening behind when we're making games and stuff, and the people that are making games you love, all these big open games, may not be feeling so safe.
It's another instance where I feel the same. If some heads rolled, there would probably be a lot more movement on the issue at hand. They did. It's a situation where they did do a couple. They like got rid of like the big HR person, but then they also like replaced. It was the vice president of HR or whatever, and they got replaced with like someone from Uber though. Which also has the same kind of things happening over there. But yeah, they did do a little bit of that. I don't think that changing your HR person will fix the other stuff going on. I mean, you have to have someone responsible, and I get that, but HR is the one who takes care of the problems to kind of sweep them under the rug or trying to help make them disappear. If they got rid of some of those problem makers, I feel like that would be far more effective. Remove the bad apple so it's not spreading to the rest, instead of saying, hey, we're going to get a new chemical to spray on you and hopefully it'll fix the issues. Stop doing it with a poor wink and a nod. I realized that we're audio as well, so sorry, listeners, but I was doing air quotes there, and you didn't see them. But,
But they felt them.
They felt that.
Yeah.
I really thought I instilled air quotes in the way I said it, so...
For
man.
sure.
All right. On to my subjects. Destiny 2 is getting cross-platform. This one was going to originally go to you, Sean, but you just talked. And actually, no. Do you play Destiny 2, though? You've been playing more of it. That's why I chose you. Sean.
Yeah,
Destiny
that's why.
2 getting cross-plat. I'm going to you still, anyways. So how do you feel about this? Because I know you've been playing more. I know you got pulled into the Destiny 2 sphere because last time? Was I here? I don't even know. Was I here last time? But I was listening and I heard you talking about it. So are you excited to see cross-platform in this game? Is kind of old. There's still a lot of players though. So as one of those players, cool, interesting, fun, maybe.
Yeah, I just like on my own because I wasn't paying attention to when it was coming. I was like, is this coming soon? And found out it's like next season or whatever. Yeah, I'm excited. The people I play with, there's only like kind of 5 of us that really play, and like the raids and stuff are like set to be like 6 people. And part of the reason we don't have more, and it's just kind of like a real casual, like tight friends thing. And part of the reason we don't have more people is because not everyone that we would invite has an Xbox. And so, yeah, so having that cross-platform is something like we've been looking to since, at least December when I started playing.
You're feeling pretty good because you can open up and have a full squad going into these. Do they call them hordes on that, or what do they call them in Destiny?
Raids.
It's like
raids.
Like the horde. Yeah, it's raids. It's raids. Yeah. They do have like a horde. They had like a horde mode thing each season recently. I've had different names. But yeah.
All right. Cool. Cicero, on to you. Season of Summer Games is coming. Are you excited to see what's on? It's Jeff something's list, and I completely blanked on it.
Keeley?
Thank you.
Keeley?
Jeff Keeley.
Are you excited for what's coming?
Oh yeah, man. So one of the great things about a new generation of consoles is there are going to be so many new IP and so many innovative ways of thinking about how to interact with games. And these are like at the beginning of a generation, that's when you start to see people doing all sorts of weird things. And that's where we are right now. We're less than a year removed from both of these new consoles hitting the market. We still really haven't seen, neither of them have a dozen exclusive titles.
Yeah.
So to get to see more games, I'm all about it. All
right. Cool. That's been our rapid fire segment. I might not do the pick a topic again. Or rather, I will get this out a day ahead of time and then make sure that everyone has a topic. That'd be the smart thing to do. It's kind of been my fault. Sorry, listener. Your boy was slacking today because it was vacation. But hey, you know what that means? It's time to insert the thing here.
Test your might.
And then I'm going to insert the thing there in post. Listeners, you're welcome. Test your might. Sean, I see that. It's fun here. You have to admit it. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Sean? Game face on?
Yeah. I see Cicero and I just know it's on nowadays. So
Cicero, is it on like Donkey Kong?
I never freeze.
Let them fight. All right. EA has hired ex-Monolith VP Kevin Stevens to head their open world action adventure that's currently in development. So, pitch time. What game is he designing? This is a very open pitch. All it has to be is an open world action adventure. So what your guys' responsibility is to sell not only me, but especially me, and the audience on the best game ever. Because remember, I'm the judge here. I am a little bit important, but the game's got to be good. So, Sean, are you ready?
Yeah. I can pitch an action adventure. It's literally anything can fit in there as long as it's open world.
Open world action adventure. Let's hear it.
Yeah. All right. What have we not gotten? Let's just throw some things in a pile, and it's gonna turn out great at the end, right? We can take,
obviously,
yeah. That's how they do these things behind the curtains, right? And then they're just like, yes,
they throw it at a wall and see what
spit shine on it. Exactly. They can't think of the game where you roll things into a ball.
Oh, Katamari.
Katamari, yeah, they Katamari that stuff all together and
it
comes out. That's how they made that game first. That was the first game, actually. See, open world action adventure. I think we need one that is, skewed. It's for everybody, but it skews towards, the ladies. I think we're going to need. It's going to be a world where you're going to have multiple like kingdom locations, sort of a situation.
All right.
You are going to be able to pick your background sort of situation between either being like one of like 3 factions in here, and this game's going to be huge, so obviously the story is going to conform to which type of faction you started with at the beginning. You could either be you could be one of like the princesses of a kingdom, or that has powers, obviously.
Naturally,
based on whatever your background is. Maybe you're like controlling robots, or shooting fire, whatever. You could be maybe one of those, or just like one in a resistance group sort of situation. Maybe you don't have powers, and of course you could be the big bad evil guys, just one of like a swarm of those people, and trying to find your way in this world. So yeah, you're going to have your like typical kind of like science fantasy with powers. And again, I think it's just going to be the size of having like these different cultures and being able to like choose your destiny here is really going to be the main selling point of it all. And obviously the power is going to be dope.
All right. I'm going to pause you right there. Yeah. I'm going to give you a chance to kind of get this a little bit more compact and tight. And I also want you to think in the back of your head the name of this game, because a name's going to tie it together, obviously. So we need to have that perfect name kind of spiraling its way towards the front. And then Cicero, I want your pitch. Open world action adventure. Give me the base one, and then we'll freeze frame you, and then give you the opportunity to come up with a name as well.
Well, the thing that we've got to remember is EA is in it for keeps, right? And if they're in it for keeps, they're going to go out and they're going to create new IP that are evocative of things that people can immediately associate themselves with and want to immerse themselves in. And Monolith once made a game called The Matrix Online.
Oh, all right.
And, that was a fun game, but, it kind of went one way and now it's over. And it's time to revisit another franchise that they've made. And it's time to make an open world action adventure Tron game.
Okay. Thought you were gonna say like another Matrix one, but threw me off with the Tron thing. Okay. Pausing you right there. We're gonna let it linger with Tron in the atmosphere. Sean, back to our open world action adventure geared towards the females. We've got the different factions. We've got maybe a princess in a castle. We've got maybe the non-power wielding tech person. Then we've got the villains. Give me a little bit more. Let me see a little bit more of this picture, a little bit more focused version of this picture. And then I'll go back to Cicero, and then I'm going to come back for the name. So hold on to that name for a minute.
Okay, so don't say the name. Okay, all right.
Not yet. We're gonna end off with the name. The name's gonna be that clincher, just that cherry on top.
I gotta say, you had me, Cicero, when you brought up Matrix Online. I had no idea that was these people. That was a big selling point. But I think integral to this whole situation is that it's not going for like the realistic graphics. We're going animated here, and this is definitely not going to be a She-Ra game. It's definitely not. It's going to be legally distinct from that, but that should hold together the things I've been saying before, if you catch my drift.
I like that. Legally distinct, obviously, for certain reasons. I'm following.
Maybe not. I mean, look, we'll talk about it later, but maybe it won't be.
Maybe some licensing stuff, Behind the scenes, it's EA money. They can throw money.
Exactly.
There you go.
Cicero.
I'm
falling back in. Okay, I've gotten that out of my head, and we've reintroduced Tron, front and center. Okay, open world action adventure. Give me more, and I'm not going to give ideas because I have a lot of them floating in here.
Right,
but let me hear your ideas before we get a name of the game.
Right. So, this is multiple locations. Multiple game worlds. All of the things that you saw from the original Tron film, the things that you saw from the not so great newer Tron sequel, but a great world. Those things exist. You'll have the game arena, the Coliseum, but you'll also have other different things in there that are shops and buildings and different worlds, and they'll different regions. So there are plenty of places to explore, and the color palette is built for this generation of games. All the particle effects. This is where it all comes together.
All right. Okay. I like it. Pen is in. Sean, looking back at you, do you have a name yet for this game?
Yeah. For the honor.
For the honor?
For the honor.
I like that.
For the honor.
Cover art. Just real quick, off the top of your head. For the honor. What do we got on the box?
We definitely don't need like a person on there. I think we just need like a couple different, like a nice big sword, and maybe some like sparklies for magic stuff. Maybe like the hint of like a not completely humanoid person, you know,
Okay.
like a lizard tail or something, you know.
Something coming together, not real distinct, but like you know what it is.
Yeah. Front and center is definitely that big old sword though.
Okay. For the honor. Cicero.
Yeah.
It's Tron related,
Yes.
but what's the name?
Well, so we're actually going to explore multiple locations in Tron. So this is World of Tron.
World of Tron. Okay. All right. And then again, cover. Give me a beautiful description of your cover. What have we got?
So the cover will be, it'll be the like the Tron disc, the data disc.
Yep.
But on the data disc, you'll see, like buildings and all sorts of like an urban landscape. You'll be able to see that on the data disc.
Okay.
And it'll say World of Tron around it.
I'm picturing in my head right now a pretty large size data disk taking up most of the cover, and
Yes.
that's how you'll get that detail on the disc
Yes.
itself. Okay,
Yes.
beautiful. On your, this is specific to yours, Sean. The sword, is it a broadsword? In my head, I'm picturing a broadsword.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. I've got it. The winner of this debate is Sean. Now, Sean, it was close. It was narrow. You sold me on the kingdoms, the fact that you have a bunch of different people you can play, and it sounds like it's going to be open world enough to where you're going to be able to go from kingdom to kingdom, right? Possibly body hopping from princess in one part of the story to the tech wielding kind of blacksmith, I don't know what it is, person, maybe even to a part where you got to play as the bad guy. That's what I took from it. Maybe that's not how you meant it, but I like it. Big breath here. Cicero. When you said Matrix, I got real excited. When you said Tron, I was like, boom, right? Mind blown emoji. You just didn't sell it enough on what it was. And then the name was like, I really liked For the Honor. That was good. Tron, World of Tron was good. I was really hoping for Tron Multiverse. Something about it in my head, that was the right pick. I mean, it was a toss-up. They were so close. Listeners, let me know if I got it wrong. But Sean, you're the winner of round one.
Yay.
Such lackluster enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's... Yeah,
Sorry, I can do another take. I can do another take.
Yeah, hot take.
Right.
Where'd it go?
Woo!
There it is.
All right. There we go.
He just knew.
Look, I got a lot of wins coming up. I got to get ready. I got to save the best
You're
for last.
banking the enthusiasm. I get it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Makes sense. All right. Bethesda is joining forces with Microsoft at E3 this year. What do you think will be the biggest surprise announcement that they'll make, or that they could make? Sean, you won the last round, which means Cicero gets to choose if he goes first or second this round. Cicero, you want to go first off on this one? Or do you want Sean to pick first and you come up with the better one second?
Sean can go first.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, clearly the most surprising thing that they could say is that they'll be coming back to E3 in 2022.
Okay, we're just going to let that one sit for a minute. I'm going to come back to you, Sean. Cicero. Cicero, what is your what surprise announcement could they make that would top that?
The new Elder Scrolls game, Elder Scrolls 5, coming out in November.
Oh, that would be huge. Okay. Battle it out. Sean, why is we're not coming back, or we are coming back, sorry, the biggest surprise announcement they could make?
Well, one, just hearing that the biggest surprise I've had this week is hearing that they were coming to this one. And it seems like nobody's really doing E3 anymore. Every year I think it's the last one, and I'm definitely not alone on this. And seeing that other companies have been able to stretch out, and just Microsoft's getting bigger and bigger, it could hold its own thing pretty easily by itself. Yeah, I just think E3 is gonna be over for the function that it has. But if they were to announce that, then that's kind of claiming the space and being like, hey, this is still relevant. It would be establishing relevance by the fact that they are saying it's relevant. Basically, it's a tautological argument that will actually be true.
All right. Cicero?
Yeah, which also surprising in itself.
Cicero.
Yes.
Coming November, is that the big one?
Yeah, I take it back. It won't be November. It will be September.
All right. A month earlier.
Yeah.
Or possibly a day if it was going to be September, October, November. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Yes, 2 months. 2 months early. This is because the game is going to be ready, and they don't want to mess with Halo. So Halo's going to get the November spot, and New Elder Scrolls will get the September spot, and those will be the games that you play for the rest of the year. Excuse me. Those will be the games you play for the rest of the year.
All right. To be fair, I think I've heard enough on this one. And Sean's would surprise me more.
Okay. Sick.
Let's be fair. I think it was obvious when you said it. Hey, we're coming back next year, announced at this year's E3, would be the most surprising thing they could say. That being said, if they say that Elder Scrolls is coming this year, people are going to lose their mind. They're like, hey, it's coming in like 4 months. 4? Yeah.
3.
3, yeah.
Math is hard.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. I would be I haven't played a lot of those games, but man, are they beautiful. And I would be into jumping into them for sure. Especially if they throw it in Game Pass, where it'll be free. What's up, Game Pass subscriptions? Next topic. This is kind of a big one. Let's get ready. With Netflix possibly jumping into the gaming industry, which of their properties would make the best video game? So this has to be a Netflix exclusive. It's got to be one of their properties. But Cicero, Sean won the last one. You get to choose which of theirs do you think would be the best. Do you want to go first or second?
You know what? Not going first the last time didn't work for me. So yeah, I'm not going to go first again this time.
Perfect. Sean.
Go for it, Sean.
Which of Netflix's properties will make the best video game?
All right, well, it'd be too easy to just say that they own She-Ra. So I'm going to forget about that amazing game we came up with earlier. I've got two, but I know this one that will make an amazing game. No one's watched it, so I gotta skip out on I Lost My Body, as good as a game as that would be. And we're gonna go with Mystery Science Theater. They own that now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Freeze frame. Cicero.
Yes.
Pick your property, and then you guys can have at it.
The best game is a game that is gonna bug you out. So it's Black Mirror, the game.
Ooh, okay. Fight. That's a good fight.
They've
I like this.
done a Black Mirror game, and people are pretty mad about it.
Yeah, well, that was because that was
Just trial one before they got real deep in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, just setting the stage. I didn't mean to attack you right off the bat.
That's all right.
It's
that was
a fight.
unsportsmanlike.
Do what you want.
Yeah. So the thing about, this, I don't actually know how much of an edge this actually gives me, since you went with Black Mirror of all things. But I just think that going with a Mystery Science Theater puts Netflix to be in a space, making a game that really isn't being made yet. And ever, as far as I know of like what kind of games they are. Because of course you have to have something, and they can maybe even integrate their own library into this. It's either going to be like a found footage thing, like a Her Story or whatever, where it's pre-recorded FMV stuff, or it's just going to be their library. And obviously it's going to be some kind of gamified experience of just ripping on movies together. And maybe that's through like text boxes. Honestly, in my opinion, that wouldn't be so hot. But there's definitely going to be like at least the option for some kind of voice chat, some prompting, maybe in the vein of like a Jackbox, get some of those people to write for you, and that'll certainly sell for people. Yeah, but just distilling the act of like riffing on terrible movies that may or may not actually be provided still by the service or are made for the game, is something that hasn't really been seen. It could be a really good game.
Cicero,
So
rebuttal.
The great thing about having an anthology series is you could use a game mechanic to make a different game every time. Using RNG, you can have a type, a scenario, and characters, and have those be randomly generated and create a new game on the fly every time you go and you play it, right? So we've seen games that are procedurally based, but this would be a game that is randomly based and then procedurally generated.
All right. Sean, a little bit more on this non-She-Ra, better yet, Mystery 3000. Sorry, Mystery Science Theater 3. What is it even called? Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
You got it.
I was trying to think of the letters. Mystery Science. Yeah, 3K. Anyway, more on the game. What does the gameplay look like? Give me a good description of it. How are we going to play? It sounds like possible chat boxes, possible actual chat. I need a little more.
Yeah. So I think at least let's just make a demo of it real quick. And it'll probably scale from there. It'll be like riffable clips of a thing. Not like full length movie. It'll be maybe like 5 to like 15-minute chunks of a thing, of like a short film. And as it's going along, there will be just like little boxes, and if you elect to, you can have like a little like starter prompt, on how to start it well, for people, so that it's like accessible to people that again aren't like funny in that way but want to be included.
Okay.
And as you go on, there's probably some like narrator. There's gonna be like not a narrator, but like a narrator in the way I'm going again back to like Jackboxy sort of situations, where there's like a commentator that's maybe just like in the audience with you, like who I forget the guy's name in Mr. Science Theater. It's probably just him, that like maybe does some riffs and then like comments on yours, and you get points at the end of it. No, wait, scratch all that. Scratch what I just said. Oh. It's obviously the person. It's not the person in the seat with you. It's the evil scientist that took you hostage is obviously judging you on your performance.
Right.
That was almost a huge gaffe.
Sounds better. Okay.
Yeah, and then you'll just get points awarded on that, and then obviously what's more important, if you care about points at all, is how your friends vote at the end of it, you know?
Perfect. All right. Give me more on Black Mirror. How am I playing this game? Is it, am I jumping in first person, third person? Is it walk me through what it feels like to be playing Black Mirror.
Yes. So
perfect.
If any of the listeners, any of the community has played Nier Automata, where this game is all games, Black Mirror, the game, will be like that, where it's a competence side-scrolling shooter. It's a competent third-person action game, and then it's a vertical runner. Like, there's all sorts of different things depending on what's happening in the particular scenario that you're playing. Each of the scenarios, each of the games so it will almost be like a roguelike, but not a roguelike. So each game will take maybe 30 minutes to complete.
Okay.
Right? You can finish a game in 30 minutes, but what happens is every time you play, all of the randomly generated things will pop up and they will create a new game for you to play each time you play.
Okay.
So there'll be new scenarios, there'll be new things. Like, it's like a true anthology series where everything is still just a little bit twisted.
Sean, final thoughts?
I just think that a lot of Cicero's pitch is based on like mediocrity. It's got competent systems for this stuff, and anyone who likes Black Mirror likes the way that it ties together like coherently, even if it's not subtle about it. And the way you're describing this, it seems like that coherence isn't really going to mesh out most of the time if you have randomness. And that's not like, what are we going to take away about how society is awful with just this random things going together is my question.
Cicero, you may respond.
Oh, well, I mean, it's super simple, actually, right? So you get all of the different things that are happening. If anyone that is listening has ever played Betrayal on House of the Hill, and that game creates scenarios based on where you are when a certain thing happens to trigger the second part of the game. Well, in Black Mirror, the game, once all of those different scenarios are set up from the random generator, there in the background, there will already be a narrative for that particular scenario that will be set up. And that's how you know what type of game it is, what type of style of game, like what your goals are for that particular game.
All right.
Netflix got that money.
I think I've heard enough. If they've got that money, they've got Netflix money.
Right.
So let's hope they've got it. I think Cicero wins this one. I like the game. I like the fact that it can change, that it can adapt and be different as you go through, that the levels can change episodically. Yeah. If you consider it as an episode, you can walk through and maybe have seasons. It sounds super fun. I think that one takes the cake. With that said, Mystery Science Theater 3000. Wow. If they could get Patton Oswalt in there as just some of the voice work, I'm playing that game no matter what. The dude's amazing. He's fantastic. I'm pretty sure he was in the new one, right? That was Patton Oswalt in Mystery. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Had to get it right. I watched it and I was like, then as soon as I said it, I was all, wait, was that Patton Oswalt? But he's fantastic. He's so funny. If we could riff like maybe a single player mode back and forth with some Patton Oswalt in there, whoa, would have been cool. Could have been cool. but I'm playing the Black. Am I playing the Black? I might actually try a Black Mirror game if it changes, depending on how it goes. If it's a side scroller or a runner or a super immersive FPS or a, third person open world, whatever it happens to be. The game sounds fun. Sean, you're not wrong. It would take buttloads of money to make a game like this. And if you thought that Call of Duty took up storage, Black Mirror is going to quadruple that. So as long as it's the only game on your Xbox, you'll probably be okay.
I do the Black Mirror. I mean, not the Black Mirror. Obviously, yes, Black Mirror, but the Betrayal House on the Hill thing really tied it together for me. That was good. That was a good pull.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
we are 2-1. Up next, In Exile Entertainment has hinted at an FPS RPG for Xbox. So, pitch number 2, kind of like pitch number 3 or 4, but official pitch number 2, what game are they making? Now, this one, not as free as the other one I gave you. The other one was action venture open world. Bar none, you could make what this one is. Got to be FPS RPG. Is it open world? Is it not? What are we looking at? Cicero, you won the last round. So, Sean, it is your choice. Do you want to pitch first or pitch second?
I'm just to shake it up. I would like to go second.
Oh.
He says move, pitch.
Cicero's been warming up the spot for me. I want to see.
All right.
Yeah, let's see.
Cicero?
Move, pitch, get out the way.
That's
all right. Well,
where I was going with it.
So, again, what we need something that gets people excited, that makes people's eyebrows raise, and this FPS RPG will have some fantasy elements in the form of Dune.
Dune? Oh, okay.
Dune.
I like it. Pin dropped. Sean, what are they making?
I was getting real worried for a hot second up until that last drop that we were gonna have a similar thing, but Dune really differentiates for sure. Mine's gonna be the Bard's Tale : shooting my mouth off. The S in Bards is clearly a 5 because it's the 5th Bard's Tale. Yeah, and it's the first FPS in that series. Also fantasy, So
all right,
there we go.
The Bard's Tale, shooting my mouth off. I like it. Mm-hmm. All right, Cicero, back to you. We've got Dune versus the Bards with the 5 tail.
Right.
Why is Dune?
I mean,
give me more.
Yeah. So that's all well and good, but there's a Dune movie coming out. Dune movie releasing. It's going to be a big deal. And there will be renewed interest in that IP. So make a game in that world. Make it an FPS. You can fight those wars. And, pretty much sells itself. Dune.
All right, we're gonna let Cicero think of some more stuff for Dune here, and Sean, go to you. Sell it for them, Cicero. Hint, hint. Sell the game to me.
Yeah. I'm gonna aim at the audience, not the investors, with this pitch. And I mean, we're gonna have. So we're gonna have a uniquely flavored FPS experience in a world that people familiar with In Exile are familiar with, and people are familiar with the genre in general, especially with the rise in D&D all over the internet. So what we're gonna do is have just a good, funnily written Bard's Tale game that's gonna be like an FPS on top of the RPG stuff. Where instead of like bullets and stuff that you're getting here, or like a sword. You might have like a loot, or you're gonna be using your spells are basically gonna be like either quips that you shout out at people, or just like songs that you play to do like the spell things. And then again, like quips would be like the equivalent of bullets, basically. You probably also have either your like loot as like a blunt object, or maybe like a dagger, because you're a bard. You got to get rough and tumble in this world for certain situations. But you get to go and solve puzzles. Solve like the in-game puzzles. In whatever ways you want. Be it with your quips or your blunt objects, or your beautiful singing that can knock out your opponents.
All right, let's quick pause. I want you to think about who is your voice actor, because they got to be good. I'm coming back for that. Cicero.
Yes.
Sell me on Dune.
Well, so here's the first thing, right? So like there's a kid who was lost, and he is then reunited, and it turns out that he is the one. So it's like built for a video game. Dune itself is built for a video game. This guy is the one, and you get to fly on goofy ships, and then there's like you land speeding through crazy deserts, and you'll fight blind big worms, sandworms, and so like all of those things, all of those elements will be there for you to exist in a world with, and you fight through the whole story of Dune as in first person. You get to ride the sand dunes, the sandworms. Crazy. Let's go.
Okay. Same task for you. I put him on voice acting. You have to choose the character portrayed. Who is going to be the actor that portrays him? Are you going to go classic Dune? Are you just going to rip the guy who's going to be in the movie and have him do the dots and make him be the actor? Who do you have lined up? And Sean, I hope you've been thinking, because we're coming right to you. So Cicero, be thinking about who your character is. Sean, who is your voice actor?
Sam Riegel. He is he's like the bard in like the D&D space online for like Let's Plays. He's like the bard everyone knows and loves, and he's got the voice for it. He also is a voice actor already, as are all the people on that show. Right. So
naturally, Sam Riegel,
well established.
Okay. I'll have to look at more of his work. I'm looking at his face right now. He looks like a guy who could probably carry a tune. Is your character, or will your characters be modeled? Would his character be modeled after him as well, or would it be a bit more fantastical?
It's probably modeled kind of off him, and a mix of there's been like a protagonist there already in the series. It's probably kind of a mixture of them. Maybe it's like the protagonist's son sort of a situation,
Okay. Shooting something else off. Gotcha. I didn't say that. Cicero, coming back to you. Who is your character actor? Forgot we were family friendly for a minute there. What I'm talking about is he's shooting his mouth off, because it was Bard's Tale 5, shooting his mouth off.
Oh, you're only making it worse, sir. So in the movie, our protagonist is being played by Timothée Chalamet, and he's a beautiful man. And, we could get this beautiful man to put dots on his face. And, maybe we do that. Or maybe we don't, and we just get a lookalike and we just, model it. But I guess it really depends on how well the movie does. If the movie does incredibly well, then you get Timothée Chalamet.
Makes sense.
To reprise his role, to do the voice acting, to do the mocapping, and, there's bunch of different people in it. Oscar Isaac is in it. So, depending on how well it does, maybe you get lots of the cast back.
Okay.
To Dune it up.
Final thoughts coming to you, Sean. Final thoughts. Let's hear them. Why is yours better? Why is Cicero's worse? What have you got going on? Deliver them unto me. Go. Man, under pressure.
This is a family-friendly show, and what we don't need here is if anything's gonna get bonus points here, it's having a game that doesn't have a lot of drug use in it, as Dune would have to with the spice. It's gonna definitely raise that age limit.
Maybe it's just oregano.
It's gotta be a broad appeal game.
Powdered sugar off a donut. Maybe they like poppies because flowers are pretty.
So what you're saying, Sean, is you want a first-person shooter that isn't rated M.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna go over well.
Look, I'm about innovation.
Oh, okay.
And I already took out the bullets and sharp objects. So
oh, okay. Yeah.
He did say blunt objects and magic. That's fair.
And words, yeah.
And words
is the primary thing.
The words are going to be hard. Some people get in a tither when words are used as weapons. That's putting it as PG as I can. I feel like E for everyone, as they would say. To be fair here, though, Sean had the better argument. Sean, you did well.
Dune.
Thank you.
I love Dune. I really wanted more about the game of Dune and what it would look like as a first-person shooter game. But Cicero, I didn't feel you had the energy behind it going into it. I felt like you weren't putting everything forward here. And Sean came with a little more heat. And so, Sean, you win. But I want to play Dune.
Yes.
So, Cicero, if maybe we work on it together, we could put our heads together here and figure out
we could sell Dune.
I'm
Dune.
into rated M for mature. Yeah. Totally fine with that. If they gotta hit the spice to get it up right, hey, I'm gonna stop. This is falling apart. Okay.
Next up.
My goodness.
Get us out of here, Chewie.
Blind fight. Near and dear to my heart. Hogwarts Legacy. Beautiful, beautiful idea of a game that I really want to play. They teased me with it. They said it was coming. They pulled it. They said it's coming. And so far, they've been real quiet about it. What I want is the most beautifully immersive game that I could play as someone who's actually obsessed with the Harry Potter world. So what I want you to do is pitch to me how they will get this done this year. We know it's not coming this year. They've already postponed it. So for them to get it out this year, I want you to detail to me what they would need to do to give me the game that I want. And it's the 23rd of May. Yes, I got it right that time. They have... I appreciate the applause. They have, 7 months? 6 months? Something. Till the end of this year. December. However many days it has. Pretty sure it's 31, but I'm not going for broke on it. To get this game to me. Sean, you're up first. Because you won, I get to choose. Because, hey, I'm the judge, and that's how these things work. What do they need to do to get my game to me? And I mean my game, and I mean to me.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I
gotta say, I appreciate you vamping, taking all this time to let us figure out our positions here, but I did not need it. I do appreciate it, though. It's a 2-part plan. And the first one is critical. The first part of the plan is to keep J.K. Rowling and anyone, just keep J.K. Rowling sequestered and off of Twitter for the rest of the year, unless she's talking about like the Ichabog. That means that they don't have to worry about avoiding any negative press around it, because that's probably a big part of like why they don't talk about it in general. They don't want that stuff to flare back up again.
Okay.
And then the second part is also important, but far less so and more common. So I don't want that to be taken the wind out of the sails. But they just release it, as most games do, partially unfinished. And they get it to you. They patch it later. It's out. It's a game. It feels good for like the first 10, 20 hours. You're a parent. You may not have enough time to even get through the content they have. At least the content that they have completely bug proof before they patch it in a couple months.
That's fair. And I said, this is from me. Specifically, they're sending a copy directly to me. So
exactly.
Okay. I like it. Cicero. I feel like I talked for enough time to give you a good idea of where you want to go with this.
Sure.
What are they doing to get this game to me?
What are they doing? They are sending you an email.
Okay.
Sending you an email. In that email, there will be an attachment. That attachment will be a non-disclosure agreement that they
sounds right.
require you to sign.
Naturally, it's an NDA.
After you sign this non-disclosure agreement, they hand you a code. That code you enter into your Xbox. Once you've entered that code into your Xbox, it will give you a link, a download link, an install link to the game.
Okay.
That is unfinished. You are now a tester on the game. You are QA. There you go. That's how you get the game this year.
Perfect. All right. Fight it out. Why is Sean's idea, and let's be honest, these are just ideas, why is his idea bad? And vice versa. Sean, why is Cicero's idea bad? Because, ideas can be good or bad. Obviously, there's no neutral zone here.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So am I saying why Sean's idea is bad?
It's a fight. You guys can just talk at the same time.
Yeah.
It's good.
He gave you a job, Jelly. He gave you a job. He's going to ruin the game for you because you have to break it to be a playtester. That's your job, is to go through this game and ruin it.
All right. Cicero?
Yeah.
And not get paid well. If at all.
They're going to pay me at all to play the game, that's
careful.
See,
there you go.
To break it and not enjoy it.
That's exactly.
To break it and not enjoy it. I got to tell you, as a QA person previously, you're probably not going to like it.
Oh.
Well, what is the point of playing a game that not only is it not finished, but can break at any point? That's what Sean is saying. He's saying the game won't be finished.
10 to 20 hours in it can break. 10 to 20 hours in it can break.
Maybe you'll get 20 hours. But will that be 20 completely clean, no bugs hours? No.
That was the pitch.
That
was the pitch.
That was the pitch.
Oh man. That's impossible. That's impossible. So you're talking something that can't happen versus something that could happen. You could become a QA tester for this game, and then you'll have the game this year.
That's a fair point. I like it.
But you will not get a game where 20 hours are good and then it's completely broken at 20.1 hours.
I didn't say it was completely broken. I was just saying you have a solid 10 to 20 hours where it feels really good and it's not buggy, but at that point, you could hit some stuff. You get into an area, you get into a new area, and maybe you have to fly around in the brooms. They haven't totally fixed how those brooms work yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right.
The brooms on one side and you're on the other side.
That sounds good. It's playable. I guess that was.
And
the
someone
request.
else is fixing that while you're playing and having a good time instead of you playing it and not having.
I could just
time.
replay the first 20 hours, I suppose, or I could play the whole broken game as much as I wanted.
Right, and you'd be responsible
more than you wanted.
Also, be
a lot more. It sounds
with as a QA tester, you'll be empowering yourself and other gamers by affecting the change to make the best version of that game, this game that you love so dearly, and coming into fruition.
So what you're saying without the right words is I'll be a wizard on and off the screen.
That is correct.
Those are beautiful words that I said.
Cicero's working in HR and trying to get you to do crunch. And not complain about it.
If they want to pay me to play the game, though, I mean,
there you go.
Shucks, I would.
I forgot crunch is a benefit as a bonus to you. I forgot previous conversations.
We have covered. It's not the worst
fatal
thing
flaw
that could happen if they're paying me to play a video game. However, if the game is so broken I can't enjoy it, then maybe. Gosh, this argument. So I really want to give it to Cicero. I think I'm giving it to Cicero. I'm giving it to you because if they hit me up with an email and in that email was an NDA and they sent me a copy and I could play it today, right now, I would do it. Because I'm obsessed. And I mean obsessed. Literally obsessed. It's unhealthy. My wife knows it. My friends know it. It's a true obsession. And obsessions just aren't healthy. By definition, it's an unhealthy relationship with something. So,
there you go.
I would do it. But I want to play Sean's game because it's not broken. I don't have a lot of time. And he's completely right. For 20 hours, that would last me a very long time. That's months. That's months of gaming that I could just dabble at here and there. I'm a wizard, classic. You're a hairy wizard.
No? It's Harry Potter, man. That's probably
what a fanatic.
That's probably
what a
six,
fanatic.
6 sessions, 6 game sessions for you.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You got the point.
Between all the Apex, come on, that's
and the Monster Sanctuary. Darn you. I was going to say a different word, but PG. Damn it. Dag nabbit. You got me hooked on that dang game. It was
so all fun. A plot so that I could win this argument, and it didn't even work. Not even worth it.
You did win the night, to be fair. So that's good. Broad picture. You took the evening, but Cicero came back on that one because if they want to hit me up with that NDA, I'm going to check my email every day now.
Could you keep the NDA though? Could you keep it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm really good at not talking about things, even though I run my mouth nonstop. It's weird. I'll just talk about other things.
There you go.
Be like, yo, the weather outside, it's frightful. The fire, I can't sing that song. It's not, anyways.
Yeah.
On to our leaderboard. This episode has gone off the rails. I love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Let's go into some collaboration now. I'm done fighting.
Yes. Rate and review. Please review this episode. Let me know how I did. Can't wait to have someone choose not me back next week. Woof. I'll be here. Just kidding. Leaderboard. Top 5 action adventure games. I didn't put of all time, but I meant that you've played of all time. So we each get 3. Cicero, looking at you first. Give me 3 of your all-time fave action adventure games.
Marvel Spider-Man.
Knew that one was coming.
Yeah. Uncharted 4.
Okay.
Batman Arkham Asylum.
Ooh, Mike's gonna be proud of you.
Yeah.
Well, no one's gonna see this, but I think I spelled asylum correctly.
You did.
There you go.
You did.
Nice.
What's up, second grade spelling bee champ? Just gonna pat myself on the back. Hey, Sean.
Well deserved.
Your top 3 action adventure games. of all time.
Outer Wilds. Unsurprising, given an hour ago.
Right.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna need help with that one, but here I go.
You could do it.
Sekiro.
Yeah.
Almost. But yeah, you did it.
Hey. I don't even get you can't even fix it for me.
It's Kiro. That's it. That's the only note. And then I always do like a wild card in here, and I think I'm not gonna do that tonight. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
All right. Thank you for leaving mine up there. Obviously, for me, it's Ocarina of Time. Because, hello.
Mm-hmm. We meet again. I'll feel the battle.
Hey, last time I gave it to you, so this time I'm taking it. Let's see, what else? I want to throw an old one on there. It was the Donkey Kong that came out with 64. Was it Donkey Kong 64?
Donkey Kong Country?
Yep. Yeah, it was the 64 was Donkey Kong 64.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, on the 64. Donkey Kong Country was on the SNES, right?
SNES. Yeah. Yep. You could get like a Tropical Freeze on that.
I played so much DK64, it was disgusting. Because it was the only game when we got our N64 that we had. So I played for a very long time. Everything I replayed it like 3 or 4 times.
Do it.
Action, it's such a broad category. Why did I do this to myself?
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. Oh, shucks. I'm going to go with... No.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Gosh, it's so hard.
You can do it.
I know. I just don't want to make the wrong choice.
It's not gonna make the list anyway. Let's go.
Okay, perfect. It's gonna be just Mario.
All right.
It doesn't need to be on the list.
Any old Mario.
Yep, all of them combined. Let's sort it out. I didn't know. There's so many.
Combine
games,
them
man.
all into to some kind of Super Mario.
I appreciate that joke. Dad humor for the win. All right, gentlemen, let's narrow it down from a top 8 to a top 5. Not even including my third choice in there. So we've got Majora's Mask versus Ocarina of Time. Naturally, Ocarina of Time is the better game, so it's got to go up there. But tell me why I'm wrong, Sean. Perfect. Good.
I don't got it in me. Yeah, I don't got it in me. If we're, you know what? I want to pitch yours actively this time. I'm gonna say, actually, no, screw that. I'm gonna stick to mine. When it comes to adventures, I think a lot of people, if Mike was here, he would certainly agree with this. Hopefully, you do too. More of, Majora's Mask is more of like a,
Groundhog Day.
Wow, I'm gonna try to pull this. But I haven't seen it, so this is gonna be complete BS. It's more of a Goonies than like a Princess Bride situation. Like instead of an epic adventure, what you're getting.
Pause the episode.
Yeah.
Right. You just said that you haven't seen the Goonies.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Your
the Goonies,
argument
yeah.
is irrelevant. Thank you. Zelda Ocarina of Time makes the list. I can't believe you even did that.
It's, you know what? It's Majora's Mask, even though it's not, you know, it's the darker one. It has a stranger sense of adventure. When it comes to the adventure part of it,
I even gave you an out. I said Groundhog's Day. You could have used it. You could have taken it.
Yeah. No, I don't want Groundhog's Day. No,
Great Bill
because
Murray
Groundhog's
flick.
Day isn't an adventure here or an action. That's just straight comedy. I'm over here trying to say that Majora's Mask and all of its like little adventure-y things is like a cool non-standard. Ocarina of Time's a standard fantasy adventure thing, and the way that Majora's Mask is an adventure is more kid playing, just in the backyard sort of situation, just playing make 'em up in the backyard.
So which of your
That's an
choices
adventure
do you
I'd rather
want
see on the
that
board.
isn't Majora's Mask?
Outer Wilds.
Oh, I'm glad we sorted that out. I can't believe you haven't seen the Goonies. We're gonna circle back to that. Call me Jinsaki. We're circling back later. Cicero, is it Spider-Man?
That has to be on the list.
Has to be.
I mean, I can make an argument for all three of them. Honestly,
They might be
Hopefully.
the three that finish it out, but let's just go for one of them right now.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Arkham Asylum. Actually,
Oh, again, Mike would be proud.
as my must. Yeah, that was the first. Spider-Man 2 was a great superhero game, but Arkham Asylum was the first time you were oh, you can make a good game out of a superhero game and not have it be good for a superhero game.
Gotcha. I'm changing one of mine behind the scenes. Nobody needs to know about it. Mario is gone from the list and Fable has replaced it. Anyways, let's go back. So out of
The original biggest game. Amazing.
Fable, wait, the original what?
The original biggest game, and that it was promising too much.
Okay. I loved the Fable series. I thought they were great games, super fun,
Yeah, I'm not knocking it.
different. Had something completely new for me. I'd never played a game where you got to go through and actively change whether you were good or evil, and the choices that you made mattered. Besides the point, what needs to be on this list? Still available. We've got Marvel Spider-Man. We've got Uncharted 4. We've got Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And then some other choices. Which of those games need to be on there?
Well, again, I'll make an argument that both of my choices are worthy of inclusion, but
Do they beat out Sekiro
Sekiro.
Shadows? Sekiro? Is it Sekiro?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure, that one. Shadows Die Twice. Are they both better?
I didn't play Sekiro, but I don't play Souls-like. So for those people that play Souls-likes, they love that game. So
Okay.
I can see why Sean really has an affinity for that game.
Sean, have you played either of Cicero's other two? Being Uncharted 4
I have
or
not played
Marvel?
Uncharted 4. I've played 1 through 3 though. I
Okay.
think definitely 1 and 2.
Are they great action events? Should an Uncharted game exist on this list of action adventure?
I mean, I think a game can stand separate and better than the sum of its series. I wouldn't put it on Uncharted up based on what I've played. But 4 could have been a pinnacle of it.
Cicero's 4 better than 1 through 3 together.
I wish I could tell you, but 4 was the only one that I played. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Let's throw Spider-Man
good.
on there because I think it needs to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's duke it out for a 5th spot. Sean, tell me why Sekiro needs to be on there. I made my pitch for Fable. Doesn't have to be, but I really do love those games. And then we'll fight it out over Majora. No, I'm just kidding. We'll fight it out over Uncharted. So, Sean, tell me more about Sekiro. What is it that makes this game just epitome of action adventure, and why was it so good?
Mm-hmm. All right. The action is incredibly tight, and it's focused on a mechanic that a lot of people you can do pairing and stuff in games, but a lot of people are so bad at it, including me. But Sekiro refines it so well that anyone can be a pairing master because it forces you to do it, and it makes the way it's refined in the action is just so good. The way that you have to do fights, each one is kind of like a puzzle. and the way that like all like Souls-likes are. And then on top of that, you have to like navigate the surroundings, and there is even a section or two where you can make a decision, and the game will change based on the decision you make.
All right. So that's
notoriously
the,
for one time I played it.
The Fable-esque moment that I needed. So that'll top mine. Cicero, give me more on Uncharted. Why is it the epitome of action adventure? What makes it so great, action adventure wise? Where
it's the best interactive Indiana Jones movie you've ever played. Right?
Okay.
So it's swashbuckling, hunting for ancient things, you and your buddy, murdering hundreds and thousands of bad guys while you're dealing with the complexities of relationships and talking about exalting the oneness of family.
Okay, Sekiro, was that was that the new one that came out? Sorry, I'm just googling.
It came out like 2017, 2018.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the newest one that isn't a remaster.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think I've watched people play that, and it was
They're samurai.
Yes, very good. Okay, and then versus Uncharted. I mean, dude, Indiana Jones kind of wants me to put it on the list.
I mean, are we sure that The Mummy Returns on the Game Boy Color is not the ideal Indiana Jones experience, actually? That's what I want to pitch.
There is something to be said.
Oh, man. Okay. Guys, I don't know if I can make a decision here, so...
I'm willing to go with Fable, because it definitely was different. It was the original biggest game ever, and it obviously famously didn't live up to it, but it did do some innovative things, and then the sequel did some more things, and hopefully the newest one will bring it back and maybe live up to some of the hype. Yeah. Live up to some of the hype, but yeah, I'm down with Fable.
Sean? Fable? Or...
Yeah, I'm fine with Fable. I'm fine. I'm good with Fable.
I like it. I can't spell.
I would knock off Arkham Asylum, though, because that bloat. Anyway, it could stay on there.
It was a must-have, so we can't knock off our must-have. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So, for our listeners, thank you for deliberating. It's like one word. Thank you for deliberating with us as we went over Leaderboard. If we got it wrong, let us know. If we got it right, let us know. But what we have in no particular order, because it never is, we have Zelda Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask, if you like that better. Asterisks there. Outer Wilds, Arkham Asylum, Spider-Man, and Fable. That was it for this insane and fun episode of Test Your Might. I'm glad it didn't completely go off the rails. I almost made it twice. But hey, we made it. Thank you, listeners, for listening. Thank you, viewers, for watching. We love you guys. Please rate us, review us. Absolutely review this episode. I want to hear all about it because I'm going to take some heat off of this one. But we love you, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Bye.